how about once again to Ghana? That's saying.
Yeah.
A year.
Yeah.
Bibia Boko.
Okay, she got me early.
And I pay where did he?
Yeah, she got me early.
Unti ase.
Minty tree.
Unti tree. But we are Santini. Anna, Uvri.
See,
he's lost.
About my story.
Anyway, you're welcome. I was just asking very basic questions. So, how are you doing? Are you Ashanti? Yes, you are. Have you eaten this morning? Oh, you're not Ashanti. Where are you from?
I'm a chimp.
Oh, you're a chimp?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
My father's from Old Tafel.
But you didn't grow up here at all? You weren't born here in the first place?
No.
Tell me a bit about growing up, because you're born in the States.
Born in the States. Born and raised in the States.
Okay.
Yeah. So, dual upbringing. You know, sometimes, I'll be with my father, sometimes I'll be with my mother. Okay. My mother is from Floridian, as we call it, but she's from Florida.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
And your father is from Achim. Your father is Achim.
My father is Achim from Old Tafel.
What was it like growing up? Did you ever used to come to Ghana as a child?
Not really as a child, but more as an adolescence. So as I got into my teen years, that's when I started to come more.
Did you understand as a child, what it meant to be African and be American altogether?
Not necessarily. I mean, you have the last name. People kind of, joke, fun. In high school, middle school, elementary school, but you don't really know the true potency of it until you get older. So
at what age did you first come to Ghana?
I believe I was about 13.
13.
I came younger when I was babyish, but
but at 13.
Memorization age,
13. What was that experience like? The first time you came to the motherland?
It was an experience, but again, you don't really know. It's like taking someone, to a land that they don't know at a young age. You're still kind of in that growth stage, right? So, I would say when I was about 16, that experience was more close and near there to me. When I came, you see the Adwa when you first, come here, the traditional dancers as you get off the airplane and things like that. We came through, what's the CIP? We came through the CIP
lounge,
so that was interesting. And then you kind of, takes you by storm. You understand the benefits and the real potency of what that means to be Ghanaian, at an age like that. And
at the age of 16?
At the age of 16.
Wow. Yeah, now, do you remember, any meal that you tasted then? At 16, of course, you were very much aware of your environment. Any friends you made?
Yeah, that's back when I ate, meat. I don't eat meat now, but back when I did, we would have the stew and the fufu. And,
you had fufu then?
Yeah.
Was it weird to you?
Nah, I would say it was new, but it wasn't weird. It was new in the way that my father and his family cooked it, his step family cooked it in the States tastes a bit different here. Yeah. So I'll say that.
Yeah, we like more pepper, more spice, all that, right? Okay. So it was a little different for you.
Yeah, it was just a bit different. I didn't know the differences, but I knew it was different.
But you don't eat meat anymore?
I don't. No, I don't.
Why?
Well, I mean, that's a whole nother conversation. I mean, I think we could go on forever talking about that. But, yeah, I just, wanted to be different in a way. Found out, I'm a professional athlete. So a lot of what I do is about taking surveys and analysis on what I can do to propel my game higher. And that was one of the things that helped my recovery time. So really wanted to develop
so that's why. Yeah. Now tell me about football, because that started for you, in high school or before high school?
Football was before high school. Okay. Yeah, it was, on a serious level, it was high school. But prior to, I was playing like rec ball, recreation balls. It's more of like anybody can play. It's free. Yeah. Get out there, put on the helmet, put on some shoulder pads, and go hit somebody. But yeah, definitely before high school was those interesting years of football. But it got serious when we get to high school. So
in high school.
Yeah.
Tell me a bit about that experience and how you decided that this is going to be something I'm going to do for the rest of my life. Yeah,
I mean, a lot of the times when we decide something, it's based on a lot of factors. It's based on the social landscape, on how, I would do if I play this particular sport, or if I choose this particular thing in society, politically as well, it matters, physically it matters, all of these different factors that go into you deciding you want to do something as a career. And for me, I think that it had the best opportunities educationally. Yeah. Yeah, so, I love basketball. Basketball, I only had about 2 or 3 free university scholarships, but football, I think I had about 30 plus.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of supreme universities, Clemson, Yale, Harvard, Notre Dame, which was a school I decided to go to. And that's really what it revolved around. I saw more opportunities in football, which is why I chose that. And, you know, I'm here now. I decided to do it for the rest of, not rest of my life, but for the rest of my active years.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, a lot of us watch football and we're wondering, this is a lot of physical, you know, touch, physical, you know, contact with people.
Yeah.
And you have to be very tough. You have to be. So I can imagine as a young man, some of the challenges that you faced playing football
you know,
in Notre Dame.
As a young man, I think that it's interesting, right?
Yeah.
Because you see this sport and you're like, oh, wow, this got to be 100% physical. But really, it's about 10% physical.
Is it?
And about 90% mental. If you think about it, right? Like, you got to go do something. Even here, right? Most of what you do, you know, you got the, you know, the stands, you have the, you know, the aura, that's physical. But a lot of it, especially in reference to football, you know, you have to study your opponent.
Yeah.
That's a mental. You have to get your body prepared in a mental way to be able to take. Some people are nervous too. You know, you get out there, it's 100,000 people in the stands, another millions watching, right? It's recorded, so you know they can just play it back over and over. So that's another mental game, and to get out there and really tap into that type of emotion.
Yeah.
To want to not harm somebody, but want to hit someone
Yeah.
in a physical way. To impose your will, that's another mental game. It's like war. Right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
But in this case, when you win, it's a good thing.
When you win, it's a good thing. Well, I think in war, if you win, it's a good thing.
Well,
Hopefully.
yeah, but at least you don't end up killing anybody.
You don't end up
that's
killing
the good
nobody.
thing.
That's the difference.
So
yeah.
that's the difference, right?
Absolutely.
But what were some of the challenges that you faced as a young footballer?
Well, as a young footballer, some of the challenges.
Were there any tough moments that made you want to switch?
Well, the first moment, when I first came across the game, my mother had a few coaches. I was on the basketball court, and I was very physical. I would say on the I was very aggressive, aggressive young jit, as we would call them, and that had to, you know, be monitored or balanced out in a way. So they said, look, you need to get on the football field. I was like, all right, yeah, you know, I get on the football field, that's cool. He gave me a helmet. I tried to put it on. The helmet was too small. Oh. So I think I ended up, you know, pouting, throwing a helmet, temper tantrum type of vibe. And you know, because it's a free, you know, the rec ball recreation is free. So you get the helmet, you put it on, no fittings at all, right? So I couldn't fit it. And that was more so of the tough thing, was just getting used to a whole different game. You know, even here, the main sport is, you know, football or soccer, right?
Yes.
Imagine somebody saying, hey, come play this sport over here, and you know, you're not used to it, you're not familiar with it, and a lot of transitional periods have to go on, but that was definitely challenging for me, just getting over that.
How many hours did you have to train? In a day?
Hours now or
in
back
a day?
then?
I mean, back then when it started, what's it
Yeah, you do a lot. You start off and you just go out and play. You know, you got the ball, you go out, you know, with your friends sometimes, you know, kick around, but you're not like in cones and
But in Notre Dame, you were playing for the school team.
Well, Notre Dame is different. You said the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when I was little, not a lot of training, but Notre Dame is, I mean, those are some serious hours. That's like, you may be in school for 3 or 4 hours a day, and then the rest, other than sleep, the rest is really training.
What?
Yeah, because it's mental too. You spend a lot of hours in the building doing meetings, getting on calls.
Yeah.
You know, team workouts. You know, team run. It's a lot of small things that people don't really see.
At that time, did you already have an idea which, you know, team you wanted to play for?
You know, you're trying to get me in trouble.
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm not.
No,
I'm not.
Yeah, no, I think everybody grows up in having a favorite team. I would say that my favorite team was the Cleveland Browns. But, you know, we just, you know, throw it like that. Yeah.
Okay. But did you think that you were going to be called? I mean, tell me a bit about the journey to be called for the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, that process, it's a bit like the military.
Yeah.
Again, I think, you know, we have something that's called an NFL draft, and you have to, you know, take your film that you had in college. You have to basically they look at, you know, your talents, they look at your size, you look at all of the possibilities that would lead to a beneficial or a very successful player.
Yeah.
A lot of it is tests, mental tests, educational tests to see how you take in information, and the faster you can recite it or spit it back out, or make it practical. Yeah, it's very in-depth. It's a $1 billion industry.
Wow.
So, you know, you when you're investing that much money into someone, you know, you do a lot to figure out are they worth the investment.
Yeah. And that's what you had to go through. Yeah. For the NFL draft.
Just for the NFL draft, you're not even drafted yet. That's just the process into, you know, and you have to do a lot of meetings.
Yeah.
So like, like an interview almost, right? An interview based upon, weird things too, right?
Like what?
Like if somebody was to interview for, being where you're at, they may ask them, hey, like, say you are the only one, on the island, right? And you have these tools and how those things evolve around your natural progression. So
that's serious. So how long did it take before you finally made it into the league?
Oh, well, after college, I was in college for about 3.5 years and I graduated. I studied film and theology.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. You're not using that at all?
No, I'm not. Well, I'm using it right now.
Well, you're being interviewed. So that's working.
Yeah.
But theology, no?
No, theology on the back end. So
okay.
I study a bit on the back end. I do some lectures on the back end as well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, but yeah, so right after college, you
Yeah.
get into the draft and you do an off-season of training. And yeah, it's a long process, A lot of opportunities though.
What was your journey like with Cleveland Browns from the beginning? I know that there were some injury times as well.
Yeah.
In between.
Yeah.
So what was it like when, finally you get to play for the Browns and then at one point you're told you're injured so you cannot necessarily play in the league?
Yeah, so getting into the NFL, that's a whole nother standpoint than college. College, you are on one team, right? There's really not a real possibility of them trading you anywhere else. You're on that team, you're in school, you're basically just taking on a student life, called a student athlete, right? NFL is a bit different. There's more temptations in reference to pride, power, money, the women, right? Like it's a whole different.
I like how you smile when you say women.
There's
such a wide smile.
But there's a whole nother atmosphere, right? They give you someone who really, if you didn't major in business or if your family didn't really teach you about finance, you're stepping in, you're automatic millionaire, and then you're getting in there and really don't know what to do with it, right?
Yeah.
There's certain guides, but the guides you have to ask for, right? So that process and just getting into the NFL, playing for the Cleveland Browns, I had a good first year, all rookie team, one of the best rookies in the league.
Yeah.
But then I got hurt, right?
Yeah.
And anybody knows, when you're on a journey somewhere and there's a detour, there's always another thinking process that has to go with it, right? How do I recover from this? How do I rejuvenate myself in a way that I can be better?
What kind of injury was it?
The first one, I believe it was MCL, maybe. I think it was an MCL. I had an MCL, and then I had a Liz Frank.
We don't understand MCL.
MCL, anybody? Nursing
No.
students? No nursing students?
No.
Okay. MCL is like here.
Okay.
Yeah, you got ACL, which you don't want. We don't want MCL either, but MCL is less damaging.
You can recover from that faster than ACL.
Exactly.
So ACL is when your knee shifts?
Yeah, ACL is like, kind of like, it's like,
Okay.
I don't even want to do it, right?
No.
Bad luck, right?
I pray it never happens.
Yeah.
Okay, so how long were you out for in order to nurse your injury?
Well, the good thing was, not the good thing, but the good thing was I think I got hurt on the off season. Not the off season, but I got hurt near the last game going into the off season. So I had the off season to really recover, and I was back. That's the good thing about a lot of my injuries. A lot of my injuries were on the back end of the season, so I had the off season to recover. Like right now, we're in the off season, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But how do your parents take it when you're injured? I can just imagine, like, mothers especially, they're looking at you like, are you sure this is something you want to do for the rest of your life,
Well, it's like anything. You don't get used to it, but there's always like, I've been playing football since I was 6, right? So it's kind of what comes with the territory, when you're trying to take on a particular task.
Yeah.
You have to expect some difficulties, some challenges, and it's on you to determine whether you let this challenge deter you or you let the challenge make you a better you.
Exactly.
And,
What's been your happiest moment playing for the Cleveland Browns?
The fans, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, the fans and the resources. Of course, I think that going into a place you want to be loved, right? And the fans have always been there for me, my family. I've had some difficulties with my family in the public eye, so the fans have been there, supportive. On Sundays when we go out there, they're always chanting certain names and good names, right? And that's really, people just want to be seen at the end of the day and acknowledged and represented in a way that's positive. So I would say the fans,
Is the feeling more pronounced because you're Ghanaian? Yes, you're American, but the fact that you're this Ghanaian boy who's doing amazing, the world gets to see, does that also add on to how you feel about your successes
Yeah, of course. I think that how you feel is a product of everything that you are.
Yeah.
Right? All of your experiences, right? And your experiences are naturally that you are a Ghanaian American, right? I think that when being in the NFL, when going to the University of Notre Dame, which is like the quote unquote preeminent, university in the world, right? I think that doing all of those things is just a piece of you, right? But being Ghanaian, being from the States, that experience is literally who you are. So I think that a lot of it, is all inclusive. And, on that journey, you feel different ways, but feeling is only kind of like fades a little bit. So you have to find something more sustainable, of who you are, the identity piece, right? That's why you see that transition and that yearning to find identity. And identity is much more stable. Culture is much more stable than how someone feels or emotional.
So is that where the fashion comes in, and the fact that you decided to connect to your roots by dressing African all the time?
Yeah, I mean, I have always been dressing African in a way. My family, we've had events growing up from youth, right? But the dressing on a large scale in reference to those game day walk-ins is game day walk-ins is a huge thing in the NFL. So just taking that opportunity and just representing, not only myself, not only my family, but a whole entire nation, a whole entire, continent in a way is very important too.
I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Like the kind of clothes you wear and the style team. So tell me about that, because was it your idea? Was it your style team's idea?
So, so I mean, it's diverse, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just me. I'll go to one of the African boutiques that's near and pick out some stuff. I got a guy there that, sells, a lot of garments. One of the best spots in the United States, by the way. Cleveland, Ohio has one of the best African boutiques in the States.
Is it?
No doubt about it. Yeah,
okay.
No doubt about it. But then sometimes it's, I get somebody to source the stuff from me.
For you.
In Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, Benin, Senegal, really West Africa. A lot of this year was just West Africa.
How did you feel then when you were named as the most stylish? I mean, this is something you are doing to showcase where you come from. But to go on to now win, be named as the most stylish, that must mean a lot. Yeah,
I mean, it's, when you get acknowledged, there's representation, right? People see you, on a large scale, you get exposure, but what was important to me was, when I won it, I was like, well, I imagined the youth. I have a nonprofit called Inqua, and most of it is about youth development. All of it is about youth development. So when I do certain things, it's for the youth, and the youth have opportunity to say, oh, well, if he can, be at this particular function and represent his own culture, I can do the same thing, right?
Yeah.
And that's all life is about, really.
Indeed.
It's about seeing the youth, seeing the development, closing that gap between elders and youth, and allowing them to see themselves in you. I
mean, in recent times, we've seen that the league has come to Ghana, trying to encourage younger people to also play the sport and get people to understand the sport. Because I don't know how many of you watch the NFL here? Well, a couple of people do in Ghana, maybe not my audience, but most of us watch it because of the Super Bowl performance,
Super Bowl.
And the whole performance, in between. But why was it important for you? Of course, you do everything for young people, but to bring this sport down to the motherland, and to even set up a foundation where you train them on your own, you have to pay for everything eventually. Exactly.
Oh, well, I think it's boils down to opportunity, equitable opportunity. For women and men, girls and boys. I think that's very important. It's just exemplifying, what it means to be successful in anything, right? And bringing that thing that made you successful back to a land of opportunity.
This is a special VIP
this is where
request, yes, so we can all get to play. Okay. I'm going to try my hands at it.
Give thanks.
And see.
Maybe we throw you a football.
Well, yes.
See if you catch.
Oh, don't worry, I'll catch it. My nails are not too long. I should be fine, I hope. I should be fine.
Give thanks.
But at the end of the day, what do you want to achieve with your career when all is said and done?
Well, again, at the end of the day, it's not really, I could achieve a lot, right? I could achieve a Super Bowl. I can achieve, Player of the Year. I can achieve all these different awards, right? But at the end of the day, if you don't have an impact, utilizing what God has blessed you with, it goes void. It goes to waste. And I think that's really the principle of what I'm trying to do is just to have an impact. You know, continue to be the best player that I can, so that I can gain some more momo to be able to come and help. Right? And so I think, again, that's really the aim is just to take the opportunities that I've been given and also offer those opportunities to others.
We saw that NFL promo that was shot here, and of course you were in there, and that's also to give back to, you know, Ghanaians and Africa as well. But I mean, you saw the response from the continent. Everybody was excited that finally there was something as big as this coming down to Ghana. You played a role in getting them to come to Ghana to shoot here, right? How important was it for you to bring them to Ghana in particular to film that commercial here? Yeah,
well, you know, it's not just about just bringing them to Ghana, right? Because we could have brought them, you know, to the Volta region and they could just been on the stream, on the lake, right? And no really representation. But, you know, when it comes to bringing someone back to the diaspora, what do you want to take them? You want to take them to the places that are most authentic. And the market is what Ghana is really known for. And I think that is a big piece in the commercial is to have the youth running through the market, whether he's knocking over stuff or not, right?
I know.
You know, to have them embedded in the culture and, you know, seeing the fruits, seeing the market woman, seeing the assistants, seeing the kente cloth, right? Seeing, you know, different shots, right? Angle shots. If you know anything about film, you know that the certain shots can exemplify a certain emotion. Someone coming from a higher lens can exemplify authority, right? I think that's what it's about. You know, it's about exemplifying and representing these different portions of Ghana instead of just Ghana in total, right? The abstract, big, beautiful art piece is made up of smaller details and concrete evidence that makes up the beauty. So.
I see. While in Ghana, by the way, so what kind of music do you listen to? Who are your favorite Ghanaian artists?
See, I'm a jazz guy, but nevertheless, I do listen to some King's Promise. Dion Boachi, you know, I got some.
You know they're laughing at you because you said King's Promise. Don't mind them. So it's King Promise, by the way. No, but it's fine. It's okay. So you like King Promise?
What am I missing?
King's Promise.
Yeah, King's Promise.
King Promise.
What did I say?
King's Promise.
I said King. What y'all thought I said? They don't want to tell it.
No,
King's Promise.
Okay, so King Promise. Who else?
Dion Boachi. He made a song.
Oh, Dion, yes.
Yeah, he made a song for me. It was a fire song.
Oh, cool. That's nice. Song. What's your favorite food at the moment in Ghana?
Favorite food, red.
Red. Yeah. Oh, you're a gobe eater. Yeah. You know red is called gobe.
Gobe.
That's gari, oil, beans, and egg.
But we take out the egg, though.
Oh, you don't do the eggs?
Yeah, I don't do eggs.
Oh, you don't do eggs as well?
Because you're egg, fish, cheese.
None of those? None of those. Hey. And you want us to join the NFL? You want us to come and play? So when we come, it means we have to give up a lot of these things?
At the camp for a couple of hours, that's all.
Oh, okay. Anyway, what would you say to every young person who's watching you at the moment? And I love your outfit, by the way.
Oh, this
is beautiful, yes.
This is DOP.
Okay, D-O-B.
DOP.
Okay.
See, now look. So I said DOP. She thought I said D.O.B. I said King's Promise. I thought I said King's Promise.
Oh, look at that. See now he's throwing it back at me. Is D.O.B. a Ghanaian designer?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, not too far from here, actually.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
It's a really nice outfit. And there's
this is trademark now, so nobody try to steal my, but this is
so are you going into making
a brand that I may come out with soon.
Oh, so you're making clothes now?
Yeah, maybe.
African clothes?
African clothes.
Oh, that's nice. You're saying maybe. It's already done.
I can't, you know, be, you know, the GQ and I come out, you know.
And not have your own clothing line.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, very soon we're going to see all the players, you know, in Cleveland wearing this and coming out. That would be cool.
God's willing, yeah.
Have they expressed interest in wanting to wear some of these clothes?
Well, a lot of the guys want kente.
Oh, they want kente.
They don't care nothing about nothing else. They just want the joint. They say, we just want the one that you throw over,
Oh, that's easier for them, I guess.
Yeah, we just want the one that you throw over. So.
You should bring them all down one of these days.
Yeah, well, we're planning to visit His Excellency, His Majesty, Sajifo Ochehene. We're planning for him to come to Cleveland soon.
Okay.
So hopefully that game everybody throws on the kentes.
Exactly.
And, you know,
That'll be beautiful. But thank you so much, Jeremiah, for joining us. Yes. It's been a pleasure. And thank you for agreeing to do this.
Yeah.
I know you have very limited time before you go back.
Yes.
When does the season start again?
Well, off-season is about to get really started in April. So I'll go back sometime in the next few days and get started, lock back in, focus on, you know, the football.
Well, all the best. All the best. We're all Browns now. We're going to watch and support any day. Yeah? But on social media, your handle is Owu.
Yeah, it's OWU3
.0.
Yeah.
What's the 3.0? What does that mean?
See, I made it when I was young, and then when you get verified, you can't really change your name for real.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I've tried
So
to change
that's
it multiple times.
But you were the
Yeah.
number 6 jersey.
Yeah, 6.
That's also a very significant number.
Yes, it is.
Do you have a girlfriend yet? I'm just checking. I'm asking for my sisters.
No, we don't do girlfriends. Well, that sounds a little bit. We don't do girlfriends in a way that waste their time.
Yeah, of course.
Girlfriend, at least in the West, is more like you date a woman, use, and then you kind of go to the next.
There.
Girlfriend is not a good courtship. I know
have you found a wife yet?
No, I haven't found a wife yet. Right,
Okay.
I'm not married.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not married.
Well, because you're saying girlfriend is using that term, so I'm trying to figure
may be
out
talking to
how
somebody.
to ask. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But sisters, he's single.
No, I'm not single.
Okay, he's not single. Too late for you. When we get back, we'll play a quick game and we'll be out of here with Jeremiah. Don't go anywhere.